house. You tripping on them motherfucker.
Richard Hart. Richard Hart.
Bought my hex from the fucking start. Point one every day we mark. Bought my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hit restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Bought my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hit restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Checking my MetaMask moving. Look at the hex, yeah, it's mooning. Looking at wives they be choosing. Peter is why they be losing. Pull chains out and they'll get me a check. He's gas up and it got me a mess. Remember the times he died collect. Hex I been eating, I'm dying in the best. Getting this back like a year ago. Getting this post, I ain't letting go. Swerving the ring like a Lambo. Getting this back like a year ago. Getting this post, I ain't letting go. Swerving the ring like a Lambo. Bought my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hit restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Bought my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hit restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Richard Hart. Richard Hart. Richard Hart.
Down under where the crypto flows. Device here and everybody knows. Bullshit hacks, it's a crypto dream. Bitcoin, Ethereum, we're on the scene. Crypto happy hour, join the ride. Jump in the stream and feel the vibe. Be sure to hit the like. Keep right down under, streaming live. Richard Hart and politics collide. Freedom of speech we won't hide. Macro views and chat so bright. Join on stream, it's a Friday night. Crypto happy hour, join the ride. Jump in the stream and feel the vibe. Be sure to hit the like. Keep right down under, streaming live.
G'day, everybody. Welcome to the Crypto Happy Hour, and g'day to regular old mates Fast Abdul, Base Radiant, and special guest Corey Geary. How are you guys going?
What is up?
Bam! Got some loading up some treasures there.
Yeah,
Gotta take
Camo
where I go,
treasure?
bro.
I want a camo treasure.
Oh yeah, camo. You got to get the camo, bro. That's
Camo,
that's,
man.
it's invisible. You
okay.
can't see it. I don't know what you're holding up.
That's awesome. Yeah, Corey, you're on location, mate. You're on holiday, so that's cool that
And
you
I
got
am.
your treasures with you. Yeah,
Oh yeah, I'm over here on your guys' time zone right now.
that's awesome. Lucky us. Yeah. That's
It's
wicked.
only a stupid time for me.
Yeah, sorry, Fast Abdul.
Gas has got to be jacked right now, bro. What time is it where you're at right now?
It's 20 to midnight thereabouts. But
Not
uh,
too
I'm
horrible.
designated driver tonight, so I'm waiting to pick some people up from the bar.
Oh, good for you. What a man.
What a gentleman. That's awesome. Yeah, so look, I think a lot's been happening in the last couple of weeks since I've seen you guys. There's been a massive move in Ethereum, and it looks like it's just setting up camp here, this little base camp here, looking at the 4K resistance, and it's looking ready to just gain a bit of momentum, refresh, get some refreshments, and then build up for the next leg. What do you guys think of that? Do you think Ethereum's going to be, do you think it's going to get rejected and down, or you think it's going to just leg up to like 5K or something?
What's Bitcoin dominance doing right now?
Ooh, good question.
There's the that will tell you the answer, probably.
So Bitcoin dominance has been on an absolute tear non-stop, and it's just been in this channel, and then it got
broken out of the channel.
rejected. Yeah, so it really, I think it was around about the 66% is where it peaked out. And now it's definitely out. Looks like it's actually getting support on this fib. So
Yeah.
this is the 61.18%. So yeah, let's hope it breaks down.
Yep.
I mean, there's also the tariff schmariffs FUD. I think August 1st was the date that Trump said if, they hadn't had some agreements in place with countries, then the tariffs would come into effect. So maybe some of the
Like
markets
muted compared to previous talks, though, right? Like he rolled out new ones with Canada, but it's like 10% more on certain things that aren't covered by some other agreement, right? Like they didn't rip up all the agreements or anything like that, like he was talking. So I don't think there's going to be a major fallout in the same way there was when he intentionally made there be a major fallout. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, and he
Yeah.
just paused his tariffs again with China for another 90 days.
Did he really?
Yeah,
Again,
there's another
like, 'cause
90-day pause. So
Okay. Because I know there was a pause initially. I stopped paying attention to it because I was just thinking, with
Yeah.
this wall of worry that as we just leg up, there's got to be some FUD, right? You can't just teleport like nonstop. You need to basically what I think it is the exchanges, and particularly the perp exchanges, need to liquidate longs. It's because they can't just keep paying out longs all the time. So they have to reprice it just to liquidate these guys so that it scares them into putting shorts in so then they can liquidate them again. I mean, excuse me for thinking the whole market is manipulated, but I really think it's
But it is.
Yeah.
Especially in the big dogs like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and anything in that nature.
Anytime I try and withdraw from Kraken, the asset I put in drops like 10% the second I put it in.
Are you
And
serious?
I'm like, every time. There's no other way it can happen. It's
So it's just
like,
looking at the order book and it's just like base rating. Oh, let's see what's going on here. Bam.
it's not
front
like
run
a
that
full
shit.
10%, but like I lose a little and it's never gone up. Like I've never put assets in and then it's gone
And then
up.
go up.
Funny how it's
Yeah, I was
biased
like-
that way. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
You'd think statistically like you would win at some point.
At
but,
least, 1/3 of the time, but never. So I reckon there are little like parameters that are just win a little bit in our favor where we can get away with it. I reckon that's
Bro,
it.
I want to talk
FTX
about some of
like
this
FTX definitely.
manipulation. Oh, FTX was crazy, but I want to talk about some of that manipulation stuff as well because Jaxa sent me a cool video about gold and it was like treasuries, like gold-backed treasuries and things like that. And they're talking about some of the manipulation that goes on with gold pricing. And I was like, holy shit, I had no idea. So I might pull that up later. But let's first just have a quick look at the chat. What is going on? Sandip, Hex to $1. My man. Yes.
Let's go.
Hex has been on an absolute tear this last week.
It has been.
You expect a bit of a pullback. And I think it looks like one of the traders maybe was looking at the fib lines for that as well. So this is,
And we broke out of the 2-year trend. So, I mean, it's very possible we come back and retest some of those supports.
100%, man. I mean, these fibs are there from top to bottom for everyone to see. And it did a 200% increase in 11 days. So, expecting a bit of a pullback. And yeah, it pulled back right at that 61.8 fib level. And now it's holding support at the 50%. So traders are going to trade. I would hesitate to be trading a massive Hex pump because as we all know, it can go from 1 cent to 10 cents and you can get left behind. So,
Hex is my biggest bag. I'm not touching that bag.
yeah.
I'm not about to lose some coins because I was trying to get greedy.
Yeah.
I think there's times to be greedy and there's times to be just get your hands away from the keys. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And when it's mooning like that, I just let it ride. UFO to go. What is up, bro? The UFO has landed. Frank White. Bang bang. What is up? Frank White's got a really cool site. Is it? You would know this fast. What's it? What's Frank White's site with all those links?
Oh yeah,
It's like
plsstart.me.
PLS start.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
put it in the chat here. PLS.
No. Oh yeah, please do. I've got it here. This
Oh yeah, that's it.
is an awesome site. Like
Oh yeah.
one of the best, right? It's
Oh
just
yeah,
got
I think it's the best collection of links that we have. There's
Wow.
like it's a safety measure because you can go here and you know you're clicking the right thing. So it's like,
I
and it's
mean,
categorized, right? Like take a look at the hex section. It's got everything.
yeah.
Hex code section.
The categorization, I think, is the key because I mean, I can't vouch for every one of these links. I certainly haven't clicked on many of them, but sometimes you just want to know, like, how many dexes are there, or how many aggregators have we got? Oh, okay, these are the DApps, liquid staking, farms, community. Like, sometimes people ask me, "Oh, well, how do I find this Telegram or that?" And it's like, well, here you go.
Jeez.
There's all
It's a
sorts of
great
stuff
site.
here. Yeah, I mean, and if lending or leverage is your thing, at least you can check it out. So because there's the Fiat, Fame, ink printer. I hear good
Oh, I
things
wonder who
about
did
that.
that. Yeah, I wonder who did that one.
There we go.
There we
I
go.
know a guy.
That's right. What is up, Dingo Wolf? Good to see you, bro. Brizology.
Oh boy.
Not first,
ink-
but first.
The ink / Pulse X Maxi.
First in our hearts, Briz. Good to see you, bro. What else is going on here? Red Squirrel, 2 places at once. Don't know how he does it. Hex Wizard 369. This guy has got some awesome content on X, so make sure you follow him on X. He's got some really cool stuff there. And then Briz is back for third, and then it just keeps going. Oh wow, it's like 1:44 a.m. there. Literal opposite sides of the world. And there's Klaz. Klaz has got a stream later today for us. Might be tomorrow morning for others. So be sure to check into that. So yeah, there's been all sorts of, talk, people saying the top is in, it's going to be, it's all over. BTC 120K was the top. I don't think so. I am subscribing to this high cycle top indicator. It's picked the top within, I think, 3 days for the last 3 cycles. And it's just literally when these moving averages converge, and they're nowhere near it. So I say higher. Simple as that.
I do too. I mean, I subscribe to the, I don't know if you guys follow Collins Tots Crypto and his M2 money supply and charts layover with BTC with like a 70-day offset, or maybe it's an 80-day offset. I can't remember exact days it is, but man, it's right on the money. And it shows right now that we should be going to about 160 to 180 BTC at this current M2 money supply, and also the DXY going down. So he overlays these charts, and I think it's spot on, man. And if you could line that up with the timing of the cycle, we're not near the top of the 4-year cycle, and this stuff is, the M2 money supply is telling a different story. So I think it's that's what I subscribe to, and I think it's right on the money as far as BTC is concerned.
Bro, I think you nailed it. Like, that's, I would concur with everything there. I mean, the 4-year cycle, I think November 10, November 11,
somewhere around there,
around that sort of time. Maybe people are going to front run it. Maybe people will sell too early. But
could happen.
I still think it's going to be, we're talking Q4, and the way that the liquidity is going to flood the markets in the second half of the year. I feel like you say the M2, they just have to keep printing. They've dug themselves into a hole where, because of the GFC, they bowed out all the banks. They doubled their debt. This is the US debt. Normally, they were able to curb inflation by cranking the interest rates up. Unfortunately, because their debt to GDP ratio is so high, they crank the interest rate. The tool that they have to curb the inflation by cranking the interest rates up made the debt out of control, and the premiums on the debt is unserviceable. So then,
No
what's
one's
the
gonna buy that.
solution? Is to just print more and just devalue the debt. So it's the only option, and then it's
Right.
just like all roads lead to inflation,
Yeah.
and except scarce assets like Bitcoin,
Yeah.
and crypto. So and gold. It's
Yeah,
really what it
metals. I was
boils
gonna
down
say
to.
precious metals.
So this is the paradigm that we are in now, and I feel like there's a bit of a, well, not a bit of a beef, but a massive beef going on between Jerome Powell and Trump. You know, they're doing this whole back and forth. Did you guys see that when he was
With the building.
yeah, the building thing, and they had the hard hats on, and they were like,
Yeah.
oh geez, it's over budget.
He's like, he's just
Just
like,
give him a
he
hard
just
time.
read it and he's like, there's a whole nother building in here that we.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, what? Give me these numbers. Yeah, that was hard to watch. The president like almost powerless in that situation. It kind of feels like maybe that shouldn't happen, like where the Fed has more power, or that particular chairman of the Fed has more power than the president of the United States. Like, how did that situation happen?
Well, it's like checks and balances, right? That's how Congress is meant to work. You're not meant to have like a single ruler, but they do have a president, and that. So it's,
The United
it's
States
meant to
president
work
has
like
more power than most leaders of countries, like more than the prime minister of the UK or Australia or Canada, as a single person for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sort of seems like a bit of a pseudo government where the Fed is sort of really the one that's pulling the strings, in terms of being able to buy government treasuries and inflate the money supply and then set the rates. So it's a lot of power. I know people will have a cry about, they don't set the rates, they just set the target, whatever. But effectively, that's what they do. The good thing is with markets, people will front run like a known event. So they'll just say, okay, well, Jerome Powell's term expires in May 26. Trump's going to have a new person possibly somehow installed. So it's going to be happy days then. So therefore we should pump, whatever, November, December, in lieu of that. And then maybe when he actually, when Jerome Powell leaves in May, it'll be a sell the news. That's my gut feeling.
I don't know what he would. You kind of like the new guy that comes in is basically lumped with the whole problem of the entire system, right? There's no good solution there. It's like you kind of only just keep printing until everything is valueless.
Yeah.
Or
it's a good
everything
point.
becomes. I don't know what it's going to
It's
be.
the
interesting.
system that
Yeah.
is kind of broken there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Until they get CBDCs released, and that's the new fix all
Surveillance coin.
new monetary policy based around CBDCs. I think
Yes.
that's what we end up leading to in the future, and crypto's kind of the one place we'll have our sovereignty at. So
Yeah. Have you
I
heard about
think we'll
this
have less
Enbridge?
sovereignty than we
You think
do
we'll have
now. Like, we'll
less?
have less sovereignty than we do now, right? Like, there's
Mhm.
no way that the government's
It
not
always
going to try to force
decreases.
KYC and all that stuff.
Some of us
It only
will.
goes down.
Yeah,
Yes, some of us will have less sovereignty for sure. Some of us might have
but
more.
we'll be richer, I suspect, right? Because like we're
By
super
dollar value.
early if we're in the Wild West part, right? Like anything goes, crime season, the whole
Mm.
thing. So if you're here now and like, the government tries to force KYC and all that stuff, but like, then because they'll love the control that crypto could bring. But like, once they start paying out welfare checks in crypto, like if you've been here for 10 years already, you're going to be freaking rich.
Yeah. I think holding BTC long term is always going to be a play. But yeah, you can always trade. I mean, there is these cycles. I like the idea that people are kind of saying that now that institutions are in, we're going to go up forever and it'll never go down. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like that's exactly what I want everyone to think. You know, that's because, yeah, I don't believe it. I think everything in crypto is like a bubble, like a parabola, and you break out of that parabola. It's like what Richard Hardaway says, you know, you do that 85% down because we're in like a hyperbolic market. It's not like a linear, you know, 2% here, 2% there. It's like 20%. It's hyperbolic, and you have different mathematics for, you know, hyperbolic geometry than you do for you know, Cartesian geometry and things like that. So I just think, yeah, you break out of a parabola, you better be prepared to go down, like literally. I mean, maybe it's only going to go down 70%, like BTC, but all the alts will go down 99% again. Is my gut feeling. So.
And the 4-year cycles, I believe they're never going to break, or this time is different narrative will ever come to fruition as long as we are on the dollar standard because of the global liquidity index. It's proven that that 4-year cycle is connected to the global liquidity index, and it fluctuates every 4 years. You look at that index, man, it's remarkable how it goes up and down every 4 years. And it's been doing that way before the time of crypto. And you could trace it back with the Russell 2000, the shit coins or of the stock market world.
Yeah.
Goes up and down with that. Also, Sami talks about that a lot on his show. And it's true. Go back and look at it. And so as long as we're based around this kind of monetary policy, the 4-year cycle is never going to break. And this time is different narrative. You know, I hope that everyone believes this time is different. They're just going to hold to the moon. That's good for our bags.
Exactly.
Right. But I don't fall for it. And I believe that, you know, until like, once again, we're on some kind of CBDC and we've broken away from the way they do monetary policy from today, then this is always going to be the same. So just my
you still have a new US president every 4 years. The halvening happens every 4 years. There are a lot of things that just work like that. So
sure, I think the halving my only pushback with the halving is that I think that's going to have a diminished effect over time because like 99% of the BTC
has always rolled.
But I think what Corey's saying about that global liquidity cycle, I think really is the driving force because I was the same. I was wondering, I mean, this goes back a couple of years, and I was wondering, like, what is it? Is it the presidential elections? You know, like, what is this? It can't be the halving. And I was like,
yeah, they have these great narrative BTC guys, right? Like, this to get people in. Like, that's a great narrative. Like,
yeah, the BTC's guys will say it's the halving for sure.
Oh, yeah, all day, man. That's all I was taught when I first got into crypto until I kind of figured out myself. I'm like, no, it's not the halving. God.
Well, Sami, shout out to Sami. I mean, he does know about a lot about these markets, and you know, and I think he was the first to tell me about the Russell 2000, the business cycle, the PMI, all this sort of stuff. So I think he's onto it, and I think he was dead right. And I think maybe even the Colin Talks Crypto and those guys who did those correlations between the M2 and BTC and Raoul Pal and all these guys, like Sami was on that like early, like real early. So I wonder, you know, it's a bit hard to know who did it first, but I know Sami was right on top of that. So one thing is though, there could be some paradigm changes. I mean, they can change things. They do. You know, we saw with the pandemic, they can change things really quickly if they want to. Most of the time, I think they like the status quo because, like, let's not shit ourselves. Like, the rich want to maintain their wealth; they don't want to change anything up too much. But there does seem to be a bit of a push. I was reading about this mBridge, about this basically a CBDC rail, which might replace the SWIFT network. It's certainly in some countries because they banned like Russia from the SWIFT network, and I think China was like, we'll make our own network, you know. And this mBridge, Jexa sent me this thing, and it's like, I don't know, but it sounds like bad news. Like if they can just freeze all of your dollars and things like that, then
What
I mean,
XRP? I thought they were replacing the Swift network. They've been saying that for like 5 years now.
It's a great
That's for a
narrative.
long
Isn't it
time.
fast?
Yeah.
Makes you want to go buy XRP.
isn't that interesting? The XRP guys are just like, I've seen a lot of chatter, people sort of saying, oh, well, so if I put like $1,000 into XRP and when it goes to 10,000, I'll have X amount. And I was like, what? It's like $3 or something. Why would it go to 1,000?
Like, yeah,
10,000? Like,
market cap's going to surpass Bitcoin. Sure.
and it's like Ripple, the one thing they do is just they sell more than the Ethereum Foundation. Like
Mhm.
those guys just dump
Yeah,
perpetually
dump on their heads
on
constantly.
their heads. I'm like, but somehow
yeah,
it got on
It's-
TikTok.
They've been doing that since day dot. It's it was one of the like second generation post like Litecoin and stuff tokens, right? It was
Oh,
it was
look.
pretty early.
I made decent money on XRP in 2017. Like
Yeah.
did quite well, and then I didn't. But it seems to be like going around TikTok or something at the moment, where it's like, you know, XRP to $10,000 or something ridiculous, and it's like, okay, good luck with that, bro. And the Swift network thing. I mean, what about Chainlink? Right, Chainlink got Swift adoption, some sort of Oracle connections with the Swift network, and all this sort of stuff. The price didn't do anything. Like, people think that it's the tech that does it, but I hate to say,
Yeah, it's adoption of like, you know, the adoption of the tech and adoption of the coin behind the tech. Though I think those could be leading up to, you know, like when something actually changes, maybe it will affect the price in the long run, but you don't get the immediate green candle, that's for sure.
I mean, this is Link BTC, right? So like, it's down 90% versus BTC. What's this over? Well, that's over 250 weeks. So that's a long time. That's like 5 years. But yeah, it got Swift adoption like here or whatever it was. Like, I remember when it happened and I was like, oh, okay, CCIP, it's going to be the next new thing. It's making like lower lows. So against BTC, I mean, that's a hard metric to make higher highs against BTC, but it just sort of shows that really it's people front running these events that gives them the dopamine that makes them buy, and that's what makes the price go up. It's not the event itself.
No.
Like, the event is generally a sell the news.
Yeah.
So if XRP ever did have some sort of Swift adoption or whatever, it would just go down. Anyway,
Could be.
all of these bull market peak indicators, this is CoinGlass. None of these have hit as well. I was going to bring that up when I was talking about the pi cycle top. So hit or not. So these are like the pure multiple, the rainbow, Eric Wall's favorite, the MVRV, Z score. Like, these are legit metrics and none of them hit. So I think we're still in a good place. And if you believe the on-chain evidence, which you probably should, it looks like these pumps that we've seen in Hexaco have been organic. Like, it just maybe Liberty Swap Finance has just been bringing in a lot of adoption. But
Awesome.
a lot of people thought it was RH pumping it behind the scenes, but that doesn't
Okay.
seem to be the case.
I don't think it is. I think there's too many people looking at those wallets that he would have to really spend a lot of time obfuscating his path more than what we've seen here.
Yeah, this Crypto Solve guy is pretty good, and he was saying a lot of speculation that RH is secretly funneling SAC funds. Like, the SAC funds haven't moved. There's still 166,000 ETH, like the ETH strategic reserve, as I like to call it. And there's no evidence that a lot of these addresses that have been buying have gone through Railgun, Tornado Cash, any of that sort of stuff. it just seems to be all through Liberty Swap. So shout out to the Liberty Swap guys. They have been killing it.
Yeah, they have. And their memes are awesome too.
Yeah. So libertyswap.finance, and then you can just bridge straight into Pulse Chain, Base, Ethereum, BSC, Arbitrum. Pretty straightforward. Takes a few minutes. What's not to like, really?
Yeah. Good tech.
What else
That's
is
the tech
going
that
on?
does bring price bump.
Yeah. That's exactly. Yeah. It's like, so during the week, I think Ivan on Tech was talking about Solana as he always does, and I swear he's getting paid. Don't you guys reckon that Ivan on Tech is getting paid by the Solana Foundation or something?
Or he's just got a very large bag.
Could be bag bias.
Yeah, it's just very bag bias.
But it's getting a little bit out of control. Like he was talking about this all this new tech. I don't have it in front of me, but if you watch one of his videos, here we go. So there was this Solana roadmap, right? And he was basically saying, like, I'll give you the let's see if I can pull this up. I don't know if anyone actually cares about this, but I can give you the too long didn't read version. Basically what they're doing is, because Solana has got like a centralized validators, like there's only one validator which actually constructs the block, which is obviously a bit of a concern. They're talking about introducing this like ACE like finality, and it's they're basically going to get validators to share the construction of the block and sort of build that, get a consensus. And it's sort of like, that's like what EVM does.
Yeah, as I say, you're turning it into an EVM.
yeah. I'm like, so
like,
Somebody's like, there's very few ways to do this, and they just refuse to do it the proper way to begin with.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's the proper way, is to get consensus between validators, propose a block.
That's what a
construct
blockchain is.
That's a blockchain, bro. Like what you guys were doing with this one
They have
validator
proof
thing.
of authority. They don't have a proper blockchain, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So okay, I was like, that's amazing tech right there. And then
Hence
it's like
it's always down.
Yeah.
exactly.
On average, it's down like once every 2 months or something like that. Ever since it's existed,
Because
like
it's one computer. Somebody just turned it off for the night. You know, like
Someone tripped over the cord.
yeah. Like their mum comes in and is like, time to go to bed, and then they have to turn
or
it
it's
off.
time to stop about the longs. Just go ahead and turn off the computer.
Yeah, and so they've got all of this stuff, man. Like they've got this block assembly marketplace. They've got the this 0.0 thing. This sounded like, when he said it, it sounded impressive. And then the more I looked into it, they're talking about like fiber networks underneath in the oceans that are not being utilized, and that they're going to maybe utilize them one day, like this dark fiber. And they love getting grants and stuff, and it's going to make Solana faster. And I'm going, come on, bro. Like, it's not the speed that's the problem for starters.
Not the issue.
Plus, that sounds like someone's trying to get some grant money.
Fast
to, like,
enough.
Yeah.
dark fiber in the oceans, man. Come on.
But that's just
like-
redundancy that they build in when they're laying the cable. No?
Like, the infrastructure is there for the fiber. You don't need.
We're going to
separate-
use the internet.
Yeah. Guess what, guys? We're going to use fiber. It's like, okay.
Fiber.
0.0.
It's fast with the internet.
It sounds impressive until you actually look into it. And it's like they haven't even started. They're like talking about doing it in the future. And I'm thinking, but the way that Ivan presented it was that it was all this new tech and everything. And I had a look at the Sol chart, and it just did nothing. Like it just it went
We're
down.
moving to TCP/IP.
Yeah,
Whoa.
exactly. I'm thinking it's not about the tech. I'm sorry. Like,
Not in
it's-
crypto, not really.
if people
Yeah.
really cared about the tech,
There is
there would be a lot of other chains out there that
and demand and how many tokens you print. That would fall kind of into tech, but it's still it's not gonna pump like
there was a couple of interesting things they were saying where it was like they were going to get smart contracts that were going to be able to order the blocks, so the transactions in the blocks. So rather than doing it like on a priority based, like a fee, which I think is the better way to do it, because that's more of a democratic sort of way. Like you want something to go faster, like in business, if you pay more.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way it should be. Like if you want something done urgently, you got to pay.
If you're pulling it off the chain or doing somewhere else, then you're mimicking the L2 model.
Yes.
You're starting to go down that rabbit hole, and we see how well that performed this cycle.
And I never liked that idea with the
supplemental tech, the layer
What's
2
that?
thing. The layer 2, like the whole ETH layer 2, like that was a dumper bundle, not a pumper bundle.
I never liked that. The idea that
It was
they had those
supplemental for
fraud
ETH
proofs.
too. Like it hurt the ETH.
That's
price.
what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. But the fraud proofs with the optimistic roll-ups and ZK roll-ups and things like that, like the fraud proof model, I don't like it. I don't like it that you can have a bunch of transactions that, like, if nobody disputes it in like a 5-minute time, then it goes onto the chain. And it's like, so you're relying on this some sort of redundancy or some sort of like error correcting thing, which works if you're talking about like packets, but with blockchains you're talking about people's transactions. And plus, like, if you're talking about millions of dollars and billions of dollars, there's a certain finality to blockchain. You can't afford to have the fraud proof method.
Yeah,
I was never a fan. And so this other way that Solana's going to have, where the smart contracts can decide the order of the transactions, if it could be good in some instances, but it could be bad. Like if you connect to some dApp and then you're doing some action, and then that smart contract within the dApp is ordering the transactions within each block, it could be like front running, and you would never know, like, because you're giving the power to the dApps, to the smart contract, and that's not the way it should be. Like, it should be, the power should be in the validators, and they earn that through like being trusted validators through proof of stake. And not just random smart contracts that, like, depending on which smart contract you're dealing with, will depend. And they say it's to protect against MEV, but I can already see how there would be ways that you could front run transactions and create smart contracts that have sandwich bots attacks in those smart contracts already. So anyway, Ivan was talking about all this stuff, and I'm just like,
what are they calling this new Solana, and when are they supposed to have this rolled out?
I've got the roadmap here if you can be bothered reading it, but it's just
interesting.
Yeah, I care more about, the proof in the pudding is in the eating. And if you look at Sol BTC, my concern is it's doing a bit of an ETH BTC. Like if you look at, we all know the ETH BTC chart, right? Like was like hectic.
It was brutal for so long.
Yeah. I mean, it did this rollover. This one only looks good in log, like this, but it's basically that. Sorry, in linear. It's basically brutal. This rollover and then just epic downtrend against BTC. So yes, we've come back like to the top of the channel, but if Solana is going to do that same thing,
wow, it does look like
it could keep going, right? Like the Sol BTC ratio could go to like 0.005. Don't know, maybe not, but I just feel like the risk reward in, say, Sol, and then Sol memes and things like that, it just doesn't. It seems a little risky right now. Whereas you think about Ethereum and where Ethereum could go, ETH memes and Pulse Chain, the way that we've got this Ethereum strategic reserve, it's like the top 5 Ethereum strategic reserve is the Pulse Chain stack. And then also the bonded liquidity with Ethereum.
Yep.
I feel like there's a lot of pluses for Pulse Chain and in terms of risk reward.
Agreed. Yeah, Solana meme coins to Solana are way too risky at this point in the market, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like they're
Yeah.
99% rugs anyway. So, if you're going to buy a meme coin, buy it on Ethereum or Pulse Chain, right? Like we have meme coins that RH deployed himself that he owns 80% of. I like those ones.
I like those ones
100%.
too. I like most. I'll shield that happily.
Meme
on
is
this.
strong.
Most and Pump.
And
He
I'm
owns 80% of
biased,
Pump.
so I got a nice bag of most, so I don't mind people knowing that. I always tell people, Mike, on our show, we're the mostest with the mostest.
There we go.
Yeah. I mean, the RH memes, we were talking about that 2 weeks ago, Fast, because someone was saying, what do they think was the best risk reward except for PHEX? And I was like, bro, PHEX is my jam like that. I would say PHEX 9 times out of 10.
If that guy
But-
had bought that day, he would be happy now. I'm pretty sure, because that was like 2 weeks ago, right?
2 weeks ago.
100. So
Yeah.
there was a couple of things, like I went real far out of my way to find things that weren't Hex, like on Pulse Chain. But if he had have just literally bought Hex on Pulse Chain, like it would have been, because I can tell you how much he would have made.
He would have been pretty happy with Most too. Most also did like
Most is doing
double in
good,
that
too.
timeline.
Yeah. I think that was fairly good advice. So
was.
it was about 57% up if he had to go on PHEX in the 2 weeks, 57% up. And then so Pulse Chain meme coins. So these are all the ones that were deployed by that
That contract address.
yes.
Yep.
And so hang on. No, this is not them. Pump Tires. This is them. So Pump and Most. Let's just have a quick look at this. Pump in that time. Oh, holy crap.
Yeah.
So
It
this
pumped.
is 14 days. Would have been, it's roughly the same, 55%. So look, Most has also been killing it. I mean, just look at this from the bottom. That's up 155% in like a month.
Decent liquidity there too, right? Like it's not $400 of liquidity.
Yeah. There's
I
a
like
few
it.
little resistance lines here, but low liquidity is the thing. So it's always going to pump harder and dump harder in low liquidity. So, maybe allocate your bags appropriately because you
Understand the risk versus the reward in some of these tokens. You got to really think about when you're planning out your portfolio and allocating funds on how much high risk versus more conservative you want, because this stuff's already high risk anyways. And
Yes.
the deeper down the risk threshold you go, the more volatile that asset is, and you just got to understand that. And I take that in consideration every time I do a DCA. I'm like, okay, how much do I want to put into something like Most versus into the layer one like Pulse or even like PHEX, because I love PHEX and I feel like that's going to be leading the charge probably with the majority of the bull run. So if I feel that way, well, then I should be putting the majority of my money probably in the PHEX. So this is my thought process when I'm doing DCAs.
makes sense to me. I mean, I think PHEX and EHEX are the lowest liquidity of the RH assets.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still think, Pulse Chain was built for PHEX. So why
PHEX
not?
is,
But it
is
doesn't
still
hurt to
very
have some.
conservative. EHEX is high risk for me. I love EHEX. Remember, I'm not flooding it. I have a nice bag of it, but it's high
Yeah.
risk. It's very low liquidity, means it can pump to the effing moon, but it also means if RH comes out and shits on it again, like he has before in the past, it will dump 90% again. So I understand that risk versus reward. Anytime I'm allocating new funds into the ecosystem, like, okay, I love EHEX, but I also understand the risk. And so
I know. I'm very much the same, Corey. Yeah, like
you could be sleeping, man. You could be sleeping. He can make a tweet, and you wake up and your EHEX bags are down 90%. You're like, what the F happened? Like,
yeah.
and it
I mean,
happens fast because of the liquidity.
So this is the EHEX
Oh,
to
no.
HEX ratio. So took a
Oh,
bit of
right.
a savage
Now I think this
downturn.
could flip. Here's my thoughts on this. When retail really starts waking up on Ethereum, what's the first thing they're going to see? And I hear
Yes.
about Sonny Chaos talk about this a lot, and I think he's got some good talking points. He talks about when Ethereum wakes up and really starts bringing a lot of retail in. This is the closest thing to that money over there on ETH. They're not going to understand Pulse Chain. Now they might understand a little bit more with Liberty Swap, because Liberty Swap makes things almost like user friendly, like an Apple phone, which is what we want. And but EHEX is still the closest to the money, so there is something to be said about that.
100%, bro. Look, we don't know, and so it's good to have a bag of each just in case.
Yep.
Like, but
That I agree with.
And look at these ratios. It went from PHEX, it was like to EHEX, it was nearly 10-1, and I think it's just been coming down ever since, and it went down to even close to 2.6-1. Now it's back to 5 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I remember when this was completely inverted when the chain first started. So
I did too. Yeah.
You can ratio trade these things, but certainly the demand has been, maybe because of Liberty Swap, that people have just been able to onboard easier onto Pulse Chain, that the demand has gone in there.
But the retail will come to Ethereum. I believe that it's going to happen this cycle. We're going to see an euphoric type moment on ETH. And I could be totally wrong, right? Just some dude on the internet speculating. But like, I think it's going to happen. And when it does, Ethereum is sitting on, or EHEX is sitting on Uniswap. And there's pools over there. There's pretty good sized pools that people can go buy. And so it is closest to the money when ETH really starts getting euphoric.
Yeah, that's a good point. So Richard had a really bullish post during the week, and if you liked this, then I hope you liked the thumbnail for today's stream as well. So this is the post-humans, the woodland and then the tundra dwellers. This is some sci-fi stuff. It's pretty funny, but good meme though, quality.
It was.
And so the thing is that, and that was the title of this stream, was like, be ready for greatness. Like this was an epic tweet. And there was a lot of things in there, like go through it in your own time or whatever. But basically he's saying that they all reinforce each other. So Hex goes up, PLS, PLSX, Hex, pump tires, they all reinforce each other. You've got the liquidity bonding, coin burning everywhere you look. It's amazing. Dry powder ready to explode. The weak hand shaken out violently. That's awesome. Amazing designs and reliability with years of track record. The match is nearly struck. Be ready for greatness. And haters, you might as well get your memes ready because you're going to be very butthurt. So what did you guys think seeing a sort of, Richard coming out swinging like that during the week?
Great. It's like the Richard of old, he's feels like he's coming back. He's actually,
I think he saw the
posting
pump
bullish
and was
stuff.
like, yeah, I'm gonna say my 2 cents.
I mean,
as number goes up, you're going to see more and more tweets like that from him.
Yes.
Yeah, he's going to be rubbing it more and more in the haters' face. And I've already seen a bit of a sentiment shift on Twitter from the haters versus just, 3 or 4 weeks ago. Now, they're still there and they're still talking shit, but it's not it's not the same. It's already lost its effect. So
Yeah. And I mean, there's still a lot of bullish things. Like if I think the Rocca Negra, let's just say BlackRock, I don't really care. If they, because with the Ethereum ETF, they want to get ETH staking and incorporate their ETH staking into their ETF. If you've got this Genius Act where in the US you can't get yield on your stable coins and all this sort of stuff. If the BlackRock Ethereum ETF incorporates ETH staking and there's like yield to be had and access through an ETF, I feel like that's super bullish for Ethereum because it could just be the thing that they needed for maybe some of these legacy institutions like superannuation or whatever it is in the US, like the 401ks, for them to be able to invest in something that has like yield.
Yeah, passive income.
I feel like that could be huge. So, and you see a lot of Donald Trump Jr., tweets about Ethereum and World Liberty Fi. I feel like a lot of the stables are on Ethereum. I feel like this is just, it's just building and it's just sort of loading. These green candles are just loading. So, and I feel like we're going to see a lot of that as well, being a lower liquidity environment, sort of still associated with it. I think because, it's just it's like with the DEXs, it's like the buy side, like liquidity. I think it acts as the square of the buy side. So if you increase the buy side, I think Richard does a really good example where it's like, if you've got $2.5 million on the buy side, and then you put $5 million in, then you've got 7.5 million. You've sort of tripled the buy side. So then that's a 9x because it works as a square of the bid side. So to get a 9x, and $5 million is not that much.
Mm.
Like, and because that's roughly what we're at now, it's like $2.5 million worth of liquidity. Like, I'd have to check it out. But with the liquidity is relatively low. Let's have a look here. If I go by liquidity, okay, so Hex is 3.5 million. So that's saying, if I can do some on-screen maths, that basically if you went to like 10.5 million, so if you added $7 million to the, actually no, that's the total liquidity. So the buy side's only 1.7. Oh wow. So if you added, I can just do this in my head in theory. If you added $3.4 million of buy side pressure to Hex, you would do a 9x. There's a good cat joke there. Oh, it's a family-friendly show, maybe, so I won't say it. But
it's probably a meme coin. Should make it a meme coin. Base rating is cat.
Did anyone make our Kevin Bacon meme coin that we were talking about, Fast Abdul? I never checked it.
Good question. Let me take a look.
I was just saying, Corey, so just so last time we were chatting about the Atropa ecosystem, and sometimes because there's so many steps in the liquidity chain that you can get these coins that have got super high liquidity, but then it takes so many steps to get back to like wrapped ETH. It's like, how many steps to Kevin Bacon is your Atropa derivative coin before you get back to actual dollars? So I was wondering if you could rank them, and then we're like, can someone just make a Kevin Bacon meme coin while we're doing this? I
don't see a Kevin Bacon coin. They failed to deploy.
See, it was still early. If this was like bull market, someone would have made that like while we were talking.
It's a good time.
That's right. What do you guys think about the PDI situation, the Hex to $1? I mean, sorry, PDI to $1.
They have
Is
this
there
new
new
narrative
news?
they're weaving about some sort of L2 for PDI, like an L2 of Pulse
What?
Chain that
Are you
has like,
serious?
yeah, that has compound on it and somehow is related to
Oh,
PDI.
man.
It feels like an exit scam to me. I'd be very nervous about participating. I think PDI and Pulse Chain is safe. It's no longer a compromised code. But yeah, if you're bridging out to another chain, like it just doesn't make sense, right? So be cautious, please.
Yeah, I remember there was that L3 thing that they had with that degen chain, and it was like you could pretty much apply that L3 to any chain where you use the native token. So you could make like a hex layer 2 on top of Pulse Chain where the gas token is hex
Sure.
or whatever gas token you wanted. But yeah, that degen chain like just died in the ass. Like I don't think it.
Yeah, it did not hold strong. Like the concept of like Dipcatcher was talking about doing the same thing for eHex, right? Like having like a chain that burned eHex as gas. Supposedly he's doing it or has done it. I have a little bit more faith in that than I do in this concept because it like his concept makes sense. It may not get adoption, but at least he's probably done the math. I can't see how any of this makes sense. It's just more adding more to the story so that people can understand. So they need to follow the people who are giving the expert advice. But yeah, I'd be very nervous about bridging out in particular. So I would caution
Yeah.
people against that without substantial research.
Yeah, Dipcatcher just went down the dark side path for me. Him and Gold Karen just it was just too much. Like it was just like I really liked those guys, and they just it's like Jim Rat with the arc that he went down. He just fudding the bottom. It was like, bro.
When it's the same thing, they both fudded it, then launched their own coin, right? Like that's what or launched their own
Yeah.
chain. Dipcatcher is a little bit more sophisticated than Jim Rat, I think, but like that was Jim Rat's final plan was like, now look, I've launched my Jim Rat coin on Chia Network
Which
or
is
whatever.
down 70% now already.
Yeah.
What a shock.
So
Yeah.
it's just not a good way to market. Like if you have the good stuff, then like just talk about how your stuff is good. You don't have to try to wreck something else. And Dipcatcher really took a shot at Pulse Chain in general, which looks terrible now because we've had a great couple weeks here, right? Like
Yeah, it's like there's no need for that. Like in my mind, but
it's
anyway.
always the same thing. It just FUD it and then go launch your own thing. It's like why?
It's the attention
That's
economy.
happened since early Hex days. And it's like they'll come to the community, build a following, FUD it, launch their own thing. That it never works either. It never works.
I think people underestimate the community factor, like the Metcalfe's law factor. They kind of just go, oh, I can just create, I can just fork Ethereum myself and make my own Pulse Chain and call it whatever. Or a lot of people try to copy Hex, and it's like, the code is great, the mechanisms are great, but it's not just about that. It's about
a lot of marketing
the community, man. The community.
Yeah.
What kind of community writes something down 99% and is still there?
The
doing
community's
streams like
the asset.
this? Yeah, we're still streaming. We've been doing it for 96 episodes.
Yeah.
And it's like, Corey, you've been doing it for ages. Your channel. We're still there, just
Still doing it.
swinging. And it's like people look at our bags and look at the chain and at the charts. They're like, bro, you're down 99%. Why are you still, championing this thing? And it's just like, well, because we just believe that we've got glory coming our way. And so does, you see the people on Twitter, they go bananas. We're out there in force and just harassing people. And the second we get like a little bit of green candle, something to shout about, something to cheer about.
Yeah.
Man.
We're in droves. It's great.
Yeah. And we're starting to see some big accounts. I saw one the other day. It had 450,000 followers. And then it's a quid pro quo thing. Like they know that they're getting the engagement farming, but they tag Pulse Chain and Hex, but we come in there and we just light it up. And it's like you can't just emulate that overnight. You can't just create your own little L2 whatever and think that everyone's gonna back it to that degree.
Yep. Hey guys, I gotta hop off. I gotta get out of here. We're getting ready to go. Yeah, out.
No worries.
Called a royal banquet here in China, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. So like our last real nice dinner and show that we're doing, because I leave Sunday here, so then we're gonna do that. But I appreciate you having me on, man.
No, thank you, man. Thank you so much. Can you tell us, just before you go, just 2 seconds, just tell us a little bit about your channel, just sort of show your exit
so you can find me over at the DeFi Crypto Alliance or Corey Geary on YouTube. We stream about the same things you guys stream about. It's just Pulse Chain, creating wealth of cryptocurrency, and then we do a little bit of like preserving wealth from the real estate asset class. I come from real estate before I got into crypto. And so we talk about both those topics, but mainly just crypto. That's where I'm at there. On Twitter, I think it's Corey_Geary. I guess it's my real name. I didn't know that people use stripper names when I got into crypto. And so there you guys go.
No.
But so you can find me there on Twitter at Corey_Geary. I'll be starting to stream again on a consistent basis, Monday through Friday at noon EST, once I'm back in Puerto Rico, which is this Sunday. So
awesome.
But I appreciate it, guys, and have a good rest of your day.
Thanks so much for coming on, Corey. Really like your work, and really appreciate your insights today. So
appreciate
your dinner, and thanks for coming on.
See you guys. Bye-bye.
Cheers, man. Wow, that was awesome. I'd actually, would love to hear him talk about the real estate aspect a bit more, because I also think I sort of do a similar thing where I do appreciate having yield-bearing assets in crypto and in real estate. So like investment
great
properties.
rotation too, right? Like to go from crypto into real estate and real estate back into crypto
and back.
Yes. Especially if the cycles work out, which I think they could, as far as the highs and the lows on real estate versus crypto, which of course is somewhat regional, but
so I mean, they're not really correlated in that sense. I mean, I sort of think of real estate appreciation as being caused by the money inflation, like the money supply inflation.
Yeah.
So real estate, if it does 7% annual, like linear and annual growth, that's a doubling every 10 years. Sometimes it takes 20 years to do the 2 doublings, like in the sense that it's true. It's on average. Yeah. And so it also might do nothing for like 8 years, and then in 2 years it goes right up. So, but on average, 7% over 10 years is a doubling. That's not bad, like 7%, but that is also like pretty much inflation. So if you did a inflation adjusted appreciation on real estate, it's probably not that great, but it also means that you're not losing money. Like there's a lot of crypto that, like I say, when it breaks out of the parabola, you lose 80% of your money. So real estate is a good store of value. It has the scarcity. And I feel like there's a bit of a synergy there where if you take say you have this global liquidity cycle and all the markets get pumped, stocks, crypto, whatever, and then you take your profits, you can buy a house, maybe some investment properties, rent them out, things like that at the top of the market. So you're not exposed to that massive 80% drawdown that crypto inevitably sees.
And then you could take a loan against your real estate,
then
put
you do
into
that
crypto
equity,
at the bottom of the bear, right?
Then you do the home equity loan. Yeah. So you get equity loans, and equity loans are not tax deductible. Like they're not taxed. Yeah, they're not taxed. So
It should be
You-
a
you
tax
just-
write-off if you're incorporated in most countries. You would actually be able to write off the interest. I don't know about Australia specifically, but U.S. and Canada, if you own a rental property and you take a loan against that rental property and you're paying interest on that loan,
Interest,
that interest
yes.
is a business expense, right?
100%. Yeah, we call it negative gearing here.
There
So
we go.
if you have an investment property and you borrow, you take out some, like it has an appreciation, or that you've paid off some amount and you have some equity, and then you borrow that amount. If you sold the house, you would create a capital gains event and you would have to pay capital gains on it. But if you borrow against it, then you use that money like to buy crypto or whatever, and then but in the meantime, yeah, you're paying those premiums for the loan. Those loans are tax deductible, like in most cases. And like, I'm not a financial expert, so like take what I say with a grain of salt, but yeah, depending on your jurisdiction, that's pretty much how it works. And it depends on what you use that loan money for, I guess. So
In theory. Yeah.
but yeah, that symbiosis between effectively two scarce assets, like let's just say Bitcoin and real estate, and rotating between them at different times in the cycles, I feel like that's a smart like hedge, and it's also a way of utilizing the leverage that crypto has, like inherently, to sort of like scale up. Because if you just relied on real estate alone, you got to wait a long time to get any kind of appreciation.
Yeah.
And we're talking decades.
Okay,
So-
unless you get lucky, right? Like there's been real estate booms, but it's not crypto X's anyway. So
No.
there is a difference.
And you can get in with small increments too in crypto.
Yes.
Yeah, hard to buy a $500,000
Not like
property.
BCA into a house. I mean, that's just like, yeah.
True.
Yeah. It's only going to get worse though. Like I think, unfortunately, because they keep printing this more money supply, diluting the dollar,
Mm-hmm.
the house is going to keep going up. It is what it is.
And they're getting more and more scarce. They just keep flooding the country
Oh.
with new people.
in Australia, I mean,
Wow.
we rely somewhat on immigration for
Yeah.
our economy.
Now they can't stop it. They could not stop immigration if they wanted to, because
Yeah, they can't.
everything would collapse.
Yeah, because they need the tax
Mhm.
from the new, and it's a Ponzi. Everything's built. Everything's a Ponzi. You need more. You need the greater fool to come in.
Yeah.
And if the population isn't going up through natural means, you need to import the population. So this is what's happened. I don't think it's going to stop. But then of course the building construction can't keep up.
No,
So
as
then,
is. No one wants to be a construction worker except like the native people. Not native is the wrong word, but like residents who like being tradies and stuff, right? Everyone coming over wants to be a doctor or a lawyer and never does end up becoming one.
I mean, the construction companies, a lot of them go bust. Like, well,
Oh,
particularly in
that's the
Australia.
thing as well. They're like
could-
hydras. They just keep popping up and going bust.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
take a lot of money from a lot of people to build a lot of things, and they
Yeah.
don't always deliver. And so there's a
Yeah.
lot of construction companies that end up defaulting. Houses don't get built. There's not enough houses being built to maintain it. So you end up having a supply shock, a supply shortage, which can't meet the demand, which means that you have high rents. And I think the Australian government talked about all these targets. So they were saying we need to have, however many. I made some notes on it once.
Yeah, and
they
nothing's
literally
come
just-
to fruition. None of
Yeah,
them.
they literally just said that we're not going to meet these targets. Like they were
Yeah.
just said straight
And
up.
they did
Oh.
a data analysis, and then they did not release the data, so we don't have.
Yeah, there was a
Awesome
leak.
data.
There was a
Yeah.
leak. This is how we know, is that there was a data leak in Australia where
Yeah.
the ABC asked for some Freedom of Information Act about something, and they gave them too much information. They gave them all this extra stuff, and they were basically saying that because Australia needed 1.2 million new houses over 5 years to handle the population growth of 1.7%, equates to 34 square meters of new inner city land. That doesn't sound like a lot. Maybe it was like 34 square kilometers of inner city land. And then they were saying it's too expensive to build out, like to build the suburbs out, because they couldn't afford the infrastructure for all the rail networks and transportation. So they really needed the inner city
That looks like
accommodation.
Australia.
And then they said they needed to increase construction productivity by 30% to even be able to manage this, 1.2 million houses over 5 years. And they basically said they couldn't do it. They were like, there's no way we're going to be able to do it. So that just shows you that probably, the demand is going to always be there.
Totally.
But
People need a place to
locally,
live. They need food to eat, and they're not making any more lakefront property, right? Like those are kind of the standards of the world. What will there not be any more of, right? There's going to be more diamonds. There's going to be more gold, but there's not going to be any more shoreline than there is right now.
Oh, we
yeah,
have a
that's
lot of
interesting. Or we do. That's the one thing we do have.
You guys do have a lot of shoreline. That's true.
Yeah. Just
But yeah, there's only like, 7 cities, whatever. Like, so really, that
in country
between
towns,
is just. I mean, yeah, I suppose. No, look, it is. There is a lot of coastal towns and things. I guess that's where the population will have to go because they won't be able to live in the city. They won't be able to
there's
afford
all
it.
sorts of incentives now to move out in the country.
Yeah, and like we have a large mining industry, so that's
Yeah.
probably like what happens.
It's all
But-
we do is we just pull stuff out of the earth and sell it. No
Yeah,
value
exactly.
add. No value add whatsoever. Just pull it out and sell it. And then they turn around and then we buy it back.
Send it
Yeah.
to China, then buy it back from China.
Yes. It's so bad. There's no value add.
Yeah, we do weird things as well. Like we have foreign companies that mine all the, like say the gas, and then they don't pay tax, but then they have some sweetheart deal with the governments where they do huge donations and things like that to political parties. It's
getting a little risky.
it's corrupt as shit. But it's
Yeah.
interesting, like we're saying about the scarcity of real estate and the scarcity of Bitcoin and things like that. It's like the De Beers model where they control the supply and therefore they maintain its wealth, like its price, because De Beers bought up all the diamond supply, so then they could create
Like diamond.
synthetic scarcity. So I mean, but we have that on Pulse Chain, like say with Pulse X, the buy and burn on Pulse X. Pulse X is getting scarce and scarce over time. We've got PRAT BTC. The only PRAT BTC that exists was the wrapped Bitcoin on Ethereum that was forked at the time. So it's even more scarce than Bitcoin.
Yeah, it'll never go up in theory.
Yeah. So there are some things out there that we have. Hex Wizard, what is up? Taking my laptop to bed, telling his bedtime story about Hexadollar. That's awesome.
Hey boys, I got to run. I got to perform my designated
Yeah, I
driver
gotta go soon. So.
position here.
That's cool. Yep, understand. And do you have to disappear as well, Base Radiant?
Soon. Like
Soon.
it's getting there.
Okay, awesome. I'll just quickly get through some of these comments. The match will be struck soon. I like that PFE. Is that the Dave Chappelle thing where he's like a blind KKK member and he doesn't realize he's black?
Oh, right. Yeah,
That's
that
a
was a good
skit.
one.
Yeah, that's classic. I'm not sure you could get away with that these days, but it's pretty funny
Yeah.
because he's blind. I think people get it, but he's like in the KKK for ages, and then he takes off the hood. Oof. Surf and Coin. I don't know Alan or Surf and Coin. So welcome to you guys. Thanks for streaming. Appreciate that. Stupid Peter. Yes, there are some people out there that are big fans. First time call, long time listener. Yes, shout out to 43OG, who is also hopefully listening. Franklin is old school. Good to see you, sir. I really appreciate the suit as well. He's gonna hit the bed. Yep, say what's up. Appreciate that. That's cool. It looks like these people maybe came in because of Corey. So XRP $4 real. I don't know. What's XRP at the moment? I think it's like under $3. Like, I don't want to be a hater, but
Yeah, 294.
this was serious resistance here at $3.2, like old school resistance. Then it went above it, went below it. It doesn't look like it's about. I mean, maybe I would wait for it to reclaim this and retest it if I was interested in XRP. But the fact that they just sell so much of it, like Briz, when rates get cut, we will moon. Not so
September,
sure
maybe?
about that. Yeah, like, so where's the Fed watch? So it's pretty much just priced in for September, right? So if you look on the cmegroup.com and you go, so this is the probabilities. So the next one is September. Ease is, it's only 40%. Is that right? It was higher than that before. So no change, 60%. So maybe this is because of the minutes and the discussions that Jerome Powell had. But this was a lot higher probability that there was going to be a September cut. But now it's at only 40% ease. And then 61% for October. 80% for December. I think people will front run that. Like, if plus my idea of this is like, if the interest rates are really high, it means that the US government is paying way too much in debt, like the premiums on the debt, right? So then they really just need to print more dollars. And then that liquidity in the markets is going to make us go up anyway. So it's kind of like either way. Like, I'm not sure that the interest rates are really going to be the thing to make us go up. Debt cycle being extended because of, yes, major loser, Jamal Powell. Can't cut rights, too much money, inflation. These are all good comments, Briz, but government created Bitcoin. I don't know what you're smoking there today, Briz, but
it's got the
you didn't have to
hat.
share because
It was the
government
CIA,
created
man.
it was the CIA. Put it in the chat. Was it Adam Back? Was it the CIA?
Probably on Mac.
I think it was probably.
Hey, look at that.
Hey, there we go.
The pigeons
That's
are
looking a little worse for wear.
Yeah,
Let's
so
make a
haven't had
new
it on
one.
for a while.
need some use.
What is the Liberty Swap announcement? I don't know. Announcements are like sell the news events, so I'm not a huge fan of them. It's like, just do the thing and then I'll talk about it.
They keep raising their limits. Like, I think they're up to now $7,000 per transaction.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
With no limit on the number of transactions. So it started out at like whatever, $1,000. and now it's $7,000. So I bet you it hits like a stupid number, 50 grand, 100 grand.
Interesting. We've got some XRP fans in the chat. So there you go. Sorry for talking smack about it earlier. Fady reposted this stream. Thank you very much, bro. I appreciate that. If you can, like and subscribe and repost the stream. You know, we're trying to pump your bags, and I appreciate any support. It's an insult to people's intelligence that they would invest in IH coins to Subtrue as a bridge. Maybe. Fake narrative Karis made. Okay.
I think that's when we're talking about EHEX.
Yeah. What's she doing in China? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool that like Corey's just, oh yeah, I'm in China, no worries.
Hey, yeah. If he's
Another person in Asia, Hexagon lost in Asia.
he's lost there. Maybe we should go get him.
Maybe he should
That's
try and
right.
find Corey.
Send the team.
Yeah.
Chris Kleinbottle, my favorite. Everyone doing, love the show, appreciate that. Legend. Thank you so much, Chris. Chris Klein, appreciate your support. Clintron.
I'm gonna sign out, boys, but I'll see you next time probably.
Okay, no worries. I'm just going to go through. I appreciate these guys' comments. So I'm just want to go through them before we wrap it up. But thanks so much for coming on fast, and especially
Anytime.
this late at night. I know you've got designated driver things to get to as well. So appreciate you giving us some of your time.
No problem. See you, boys.
Legend. Thanks, mate. Awesome. Yeah, like I feel bad. These people commented, so I feel like maybe I should
Yeah, the chat was running.
at least. I just was too busy yapping.
I don't. I
Urban
think I need to log into
Productions.
or something.
Urban Production sounds familiar. Rocket MOB. Yeah, these guys are all new. That's awesome.
We got some fresh faces.
That's wicked. I like to see
It's,
the I like to see the chat just pumping there a little bit because it gives you good like bull market vibes.
It's the green candles. People are coming back.
Yeah, and today's been like a red day, so still awesome to see
Like over the last couple
people
days.
showing up. Yeah, look, Hex has been just absolutely dominating. What is this? Don't know what that is. Party on. A lot of this is just people chatting to each other. Oh, Cal. What is up, Cal? Liquid Line DApp in maintenance mode. Ooh, I did not know that. Breaking
Maybe a
news.
week so higher.
I'm sure
So
it'll be
it's
fine. Lucky Luke, what is up? We still bullish, bro. We're here and we are bullish. Perma bullish until Christmas.
Always bullish, even when bear. Just to $1,000.
Yeah. I remember Tangent used to do these like tongue-in-cheek posts where he'd be like, last chance, 5 cents, and then it would go down and it would be like, last chance, 4 cents, everybody, like load up, last chance. And he just kept doing it. It's just like
Last chance.
it's like
You'll
3 cents.
never
like,
see these
last
prices
chance, you'll
again.
never see. Yeah. It just became a meme because he did it like 50 times. But I just feel like we need to do this last chance, like 1 cent, like 1 penny Hex, like last chance. Although it can
remember that.
backfire.
I remember
It can.
actually feeling FOMO over like last chance.
Yeah, it's literally just tapping into that FOMO
Yeah.
last chance thing. I mean, there's this, how there's all these things that are getting, the mailers that are getting mailed out.
Last chance before the mailers.
Yes, before the mailers turn up on people's door. Last chance,
Yeah.
everybody. So load up before those dildos that rock up on. I mean, I saw the US happy hour. Shout out to Cabana and those guys. They're hilarious. And I think it was Big K was saying they needed to have a vibrator on one side and a Trezor on the other. So it was like something for everyone. And I'm not sure what the electronic gift or whatever is going to be, but yeah, put it in the chat. What do you think it's going to be?
I think Fast Abdul was on the money with that like hexagon shaped little thing.
Yes.
Little
What is
like,
up?
leaflet.
Yeah, I think so too. I would love to see just, him twerking on it for the lols, but hopefully that's
what
not.
comes up. You open it up. It's a gift. It's just Richard shaking it,
Yeah, it's just him literally just hello, bye,
throwing
pressure.
it back.
Yeah, still not quite sure what it could be. I
It's
remember,
probably just an info leaflet, I would think.
you know what would be cool? Would be like a mini RH like figurine, and then he just says things like randomly at different times. Like he just
That'd be
says,
cool.
"I called the top on the day," like, and you were just like making a sandwich, and it just would just pipe up, like it would just be like, I don't know, just saying
other
something about-
catchphrases. He definitely has catchphrases, so that would work so good.
Yeah, like he could just say
Like an RH action man. where
Like
you
he just
button.
it just randomly just goes wrecked or something like that. So you're like, you go to the fridge and there's just nothing in it.
You'll
and it's
get
here,
wrecked on
wrecked.
scammers and shit coins. It's just random, like.
Because I remember this is a while back now, but there was a promotion where if you bought like a carton of VB, you got like this little Booney doll, like David Boone, and it was like just a little figurine, but he would just randomly like just say things about the cricket.
Cool.
But the problem was
That'd
is
be classic.
it was synced with the Ashes like at the time because the Ashes
like
was
the
on it like
scoreboard things.
so it was like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
and shit. I'd be sleeping and he'd just go, "Nice shot," or something like that, and just grab us another beer, will you, mate? Or something. And I'm like, what the fuck was that? And I'm like, oh, that's my Booney doll.
Haunted by by Bernie.
Yeah, it just would just like randomly just.
I mean,
chime.
yeah. It's
Put it in the chat if you
Everybody-
had a little miniature Booney doll.
Where it's like dark at night and they just go off and you just
It did, man. It fully
Yeah.
did. I was like, Mr. Marbles. That's a Seinfeld joke. Crypto 7, what is up? Thank you for joining us, sir. Show me the money. It's there. You just have to the pump is always out there. It's just you just have to
the
go
pump
out
is
there
on
and,
there.
and
You
find
need
it.
to tune. You need to attune with the pump.
That's right. You got to feel it in the ether. What is up, DJ Cryptomatic? I need to watch the latest What the Hex. Check out What the Hex, people. DJ Cryptomatic and the guys. Tap the like. Appreciate that fast. UFO. Appreciate that. Only 40%. Ooh, I was too slow to know what that means.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It probably made sense at the time.
It did, yeah.
Yep. No dramas. Jerry, do you think
Oh,
rates cut?
40% was the rate cut. So there was the rate cut, the chance of cut or stay the same. Or go. It was
yeah.
like 30%. There you go.
Okay. So I'm catching up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's surprising. Man, Jerome Powell like really hates Trump, doesn't he? Really hates him.
Yeah. They both hate each other with a passion.
Like,
And they're
it's
kind of locked heads and it's just a bit ugly.
But I mean, it's this pseudo government that you can call it deep state or whatever, but they seem to have a lot of control. I know you say about the checks
You
and
control the
balances. I
whole
appreciate
financial
that,
system.
but
Will
they're
have a knock-on
unelected.
effect anyway.
Yeah, they're unelected officials. They have a lot of control. And didn't they cut? I thought they cut interest rates by, I think it was 0.5% going into the election.
Mhm.
So typically when the rates are cut going into like the election, the incumbent wins. So it seems like they were like preferencing the Democrats. Like they would.
Oh, yeah. That would not surprise.
Well, they
Would not be a
literally.
revelation at
They
all.
literally cut. So the reason to cut rates would be if the inflation was getting too high, right? Like the CPI, like that's their metric. the CPI was higher then. Sorry, is that right?
And so they made up an excuse really to cut rates to try and keep
Sorry.
the incumbent.
Sorry, it's the other way around. They only
Yeah.
start cutting when they can get the CPI down to like 2% or whatever. So
Mhm.
because they got to keep the interest rates high while inflation is high. So they cut when the inflation was higher than it is now. So that doesn't make any sense.
Mm.
So that's why, like, it makes more sense to cut now because the inflation isn't as bad as it was, like the real time inflation. So they've really just given away the game there, that they're actually politically aligned and biased.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Yeah, absolutely.
don't come at me, deep state, but
Yeah, they're coming after us all eventually.
hopefully, if you are watching from the deep state, can you please like and subscribe before you
Like
come
and
after me?
subscribe. Yeah.
Appreciate that. Government could have killed Bitcoin. They didn't want to. Yeah, I guess. The government has got UFO tech as well, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot of
Some real
numbers.
aliens.
Not sure what that means. Hex Thailand, what is up? I think I finally. Oh no, there's more.
They keep coming.
Noticed your background pic looks familiar. Yes. I did get that from Hex Wizard. I did. I stole that fully from you, bro. I fully did. Because it's got the it's the smiling like tundra dweller and the ETH fees. Yeah, I fully did steal that off him. I'm glad he saw that. And then I put it over the top, like points for people who realize where the background is. But it's Hoth. It's from Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Not that I'm that much of a Star Wars nerd, but I thought that would be an appropriate place to have like a post-human tundra dweller. And
Obviously.
it kind of reminded me of that Yeti. So, Briz is bringing the alpha. That's a first. Nah, I'm just joking, man. Nah, he has got some good things to say. That was sarcastic. Oh,
you need to
harsh.
read the next comment before you can
Harsh.
continue.
Look, I'm not quite sure about who created BTC, but I don't think it was the government.
No, I think it was just like probably a schizophrenic dude. If not, Adam Back.
This is a fair point, Briz. I will pay this. I should check it with you every 5 minutes. Otherwise, it's out of context. Yeah.
Yeah.
I apologize. Boner for Hex. What is up? What is your take on ETH top and at what month? Okay. Let's have a quick look.
I got bounce, but
You got a bounce?
yeah, I do.
That's cool. I can just carry this on for a little bit longer, but
Yeah.
appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, all
And
good.
yeah, good to have someone to bounce some ideas off.
Always.
Yeah, legend.
Guess
All right,
I'm
man.
on.
Thanks very much, Base Radiant. Much appreciated. I'll see you next
See you,
time.
chat. Like and subscribe or
Legend.
share. Do it all. Shout out Dozer. Number 1G. See ya.
Legend. Thanks, man. Awesome. Yeah, so this comment here, what was your take on ETH top and at what month? So in a previous stream, I talked about looking at ETH as a ratio of BTC, and then really it depended on what BTC made, and that would give me my ETH top. But in terms of the month, I'm still thinking we're talking BTC to top out in, I think it's November 10 is the 4-year cycle. And historically, ETH has topped out 27 days post BTC top, which brings it to the 8th of December, would be my guess as to the ETH top. Not a lot of time, really. So I'm not sure that we will get 10K ETH. I feel like we really need to retest this, like turn this resistance, 4K resistance into support. And then it needs to just launch like it just needs to go parabolic. I mean, it certainly has in the past. It's not beyond the pale, but it could go into next year, early next year. It seems like there's not enough time to hit some of these targets. And if you look at the ETH BTC ratio, I think in previous years, the ETH BTC ratio went from, it was about 0.16, went down to 0.016. And then the next top was about half that, 0.08. So I was speculating like at the 50% point, if you assume diminishing returns again, you might see an ETH BTC ratio of 0.04. So it depends on what BTC does, but if BTC does 180K, then you're looking at like, 7.2K ETH. Not that exciting, but unless you've got leverage or something on that, it's probably not going to retire you, which is sort of why we're in this pulse chain ecosystem, because I think you might see ETH do like a 2x from here. I know it's probably not like the most moon boy targets. The other way to do it is just in fibs and just be like, oh yeah, it's going to go. But I still think it's going to be diminishing returns. Sorry to say. Mr. Crypto JSY, bull market will likely end when the velocity of rate cuts slow down. That's an interesting comment. Sometimes when rates cut, markets actually dump. So it's like sell the news. UFO headline, Queensland turns back. We dropped 50 basis points, 50, 50, then 25, 25. We'll be slowing down. Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I get that. What is up, McNuggets? Bona for Hex. How much of that 80 million EHEX sack is left for that one person to dump? Bro, I think they sold that. That was like last week. That guy just like, or maybe they didn't, but they certainly dumped. I think it was 600 million PHEX, and I thought they were dumping all the EHEX as well. But the chart just went up. Like, that's the crazy thing. ETH must hit 0.1 BTC or nobody will buy ETH next cycle. I don't think it has to do anything. It would be great if it did that. I don't think it will. And you're right, people might not buy ETH next cycle. And then maybe it will do well. Or maybe it'll be that third cycle curse or whatever. Oh wait, no, it's in its third cycle curse now. That's what somebody reckons. It's almost like you can't predict these things, because if you could take leverage out on it. And like, the markets won't allow you to do that. They won't allow you to just be so certain on something that you can just put 10x leverage on it. It just doesn't work that way. And I've seen that happen. A lot of people, were certain that Matic was going to be the thing of this cycle, and Matic was going to be the one, Polygon. Wrecked. Like, absolutely wrecked. There were people that were certain that it was going to be AI, or, I mean, all of these things, man, like the next new chain, Mina or whatever, wrecked. I'll put it on log, but, there's so many narratives. I mean, GameFi, I had high hopes for Gala and some of these things. Ton, wrecked. Nia, yeah, none of them have really. It's like that you need a fresh new narrative, because if you're going on narrative based sort of things, Sui has done well. I mean, Ondo is the real world asset sort of thing. I just think these these are just too limp. Like these gains are just, they're just not going to cut it. Like Limp Link, it's down 90% against BTC. Sol did really well, and it's done its dash. So then it's like, are you buying tops? And it's going to do the ETH BTC ratio thing where Sol BTC just goes down for like 2 years. I don't really want any part of that. I think Tron has some action to go because of they do a lot of wash trading stablecoin stuff on Tron. And there could be some stablecoin stuff going on with this Genius Act. And Justin Sun is obviously in Trump's pocket with the whole Liberty Fire thing. So yeah, maybe that's one to consider. It looks like it's nearly at a all-time high, like weekly close. I mean, these charts look manipulated as well. I mean, if Ethereum does really well, some of the meme coins on Ethereum might do okay as well. This is SPX 6900. This is the Murad thing. But yeah, I just think Hex and Pulse Chain have just got the most like risk reward, upside. Who nuked the charts? Someone sold like 25 million Hex, I think. Fine by me. Buy Felicia. So they can just get they can buy back higher when they realize they've made their mistake. I think you're right. ETH will be 6,000 plus next couple of months. I think that's the next leg up. Thank you. Stay awesome. We did it. We got to the end of the chat. Thank you so much, chat. Appreciate all your comments. Thank you, Corey Geary, for coming on. I really liked his insights. I think he was really aligned with a lot of the things that we've spoken about, particularly because of the global liquidity stuff, the real estate aspect. And yeah, Fast Abdul, Base Radian, just Chads. Good to see them as always. And appreciate everyone in the chat. Thank you, Replay Gang. Love your work. We'll see you again next time. Thanks, guys. Cheers.